So today, actually this whole month, my focus has been drawing animals and kind of in a more realistic style. And I called my classes Drawing from the Inside Out because one of the best ways to learn how to draw an animal is to look and study the anatomy, so what's on the inside. So while we're not really going to be drawing the anatomy, we are going to be thinking a little bit about the anatomy and just a very basic sense of anatomy when we draw our animals. We're also going to be kind of following the Chuck Jones style of drawing where we start from form, we start from basic shapes and we work out. I'm going to be drawing a cat today, and you're welcome to draw along with me. You're also welcome to do your own drawing as well. It's up to you. At the end, we always do a little share if you would like to share your work. And it doesn't have to be work that you did during class either. A lot of times people share work that that they're just working on just to get some feedback. So awesome. I see some new faces. Welcome. This is great. Good to have you. So the past 2 weeks, we started the first week of June I started with dogs. So we looked a little bit at the anatomy of dogs, and then we moved to horses, and now we're doing cats. And the funny thing about all three of them is that because they're all mammals, a lot of the anatomy is so similar. It's finding the spine of the animal. It's finding the shoulders of the animal. I know for the horse in particular, finding that the angle of the shoulders was really kind of important. So while I am going to be drawing a little bit of a more realistic style cat today, if you wanted to make it a more cartoonized cat, really a cartoon starts with a realistic drawing, and you just kind of have to simplify it, simplify, and then exaggerate. So a lot of cartoons you probably know cartoon characters have really big eyes. They always exaggerate the eyes. That's because the eyes are so full of expression and emotion. So all right, we'll do less talking and more drawing. All right, so I'm literally using just a regular H pencil, an eraser, and a piece of paper. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with a circle for the head, and I'm going to do a cat, and I think he's going to be in like kind of a sitting pose. And when I draw, hopefully you can see what I'm doing, because I'm starting really light and sketching, and I'm going to be erasing as I go along. I know a lot of people like to do, or some people in this group like to do work in like paint programs and online programs, which is awesome, and it's great because you can get a better sense of, or you can change up and erase. So if that's the way you choose to work, that's awesome. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see. I'm starting really lightly. I just went ahead and added in some of the ears. One of the ears. A lot of times when you're first drawing in an animal, especially like a cat, like we tend to like make those ears really pointed. But in reality, if you ever look closely at a cat, most of them, I mean, obviously all breeds are a little bit different, but mostly the tips of those ears are a little bit curved. Now, I'm kind of drawing from a picture that I drew before because I kind of had thought about what I was going to draw and practiced a little bit. But one great way to start drawing cats or any animal is to look at them. I know many of you probably have cats at home. You can always look at your own cats for reference, or if you don't have a cat at home, you can always pull up a reference image from Google. There's some really great reference images you can pull up. And it's always really good to look at what you're drawing, because especially when you're trying to make something look a little more realistic, it's really, really, really common to draw what you think you see instead of what actually is there. But I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just penciling in right now. I'm not getting into any of the detail on the face yet. I'm just going to pencil in kind of the neck shape. It comes down a little bit like this. There's a little bit of a curve like this. And one of the things that when I was starting to plan out this lesson and plan out this class, is I was looking at some of the anatomy, and one of the things that I realized that I wasn't drawing in before that can really help you is the cats have shoulders. So their shoulder blades kind of come up like this. So I'm actually going to draw that in right now really lightly because I'm going to erase it, but they have these shoulder blades that kind of come up like this. and kind of, it's almost like a little bit of a rectangle-y shape. I'm just doing it lightly like that. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. So you can see how he has this kind of rectangle shape here, and then there's like the opposite of it is kind of back here. So I know it looks really weird right now, but as we get into it, it's going to help you to have this little rectangle shape, because a lot of times their shoulders are really jutting out. Then the cat's back, this is its spine, so I'm kind of following along its spine back here. We'll see, maybe more down like this. Don't be scared to like change things up and erase and fix as you go along. That's what the sketching stage is for. It's all about kind of getting those those general shapes in, kind of getting the general forms. So there's going to be a paw and leg here, and then I'm just going to pencil in almost like a little rectangle down here for the paw. I'm going to fill that in later. And then this other leg is going to kind of come down kind of like that for the paw, and kind of coming out like that. I'm just penciling it in with like a little rectangle, starting with those super simple shapes, and I'm going to fill them in later. He's sitting, so he's going to have a back haunch, which is going to kind of curve up and around like this, and back around like that, and then his back foot is going to kind of come back out and back around like that, and his paw, and you'll see his paws are here. And then following along, the tail is really just an extension of the spine. So I'm actually, as I'm going along, I'm realizing that I think this back line could curve in a little more. Keep doing it too wide, so let me fix that. And then I think a lot of cats have tails that are really puffy, but I think I'm just gonna draw I'm drawing like a regular little house cat today. So his tail is not gonna be too wide or too bushy. He's got like kind of like a thinner tail. And it's gonna be kind of look like that.
Lee, it's a little hard to see some of the lighter lines.
Oh yeah, I can go over and make them darker. Thank you. Thanks for telling me, Scott. Thanks, because what I see is different from what you guys see, I know. So thank you, Scott. All right, so penciling them in a little bit darker. Hopefully, and I can zoom in a little bit too.
I
Hopefully
think
that
it's
helps.
just the tail at this
Oh,
point.
okay. So
Thanks.
no worries. Thanks for keeping this accessible. All right. So that's kind of where I put the tail in. Hopefully you can see a little better as I penciled that in. All right. So now that I've kind of penciled things in lightly, normally what I would do is I'm going to start going in and kind of solidifying some of these lines in a little bit. So I'm going to start up at the head. So, and I'm already looking at this head and I can tell that I don't think I did this ear big enough. So I'm glad that it's just a sketch, because I think I want to make this ear a little bit darker, a little bit larger. And it's going to be curving around. And then one of the things I like to do is I like to add in a little contour line. So like a little line coming like this, and a little line coming like this, that tells me what direction the cat's head is facing. I do this for almost every creature or animal I draw, because it's going to help you place the eyes. A common thing I see with drawings is beginner drawings is that their eyes, if you're trying to do a realistic style drawing, your eyes, it's really easy to make your eyes too large because the eyes are just like the focus of the animal, so or of the person. So it's really easy to kind of make them too big as you're going along. So I like to add these in and also look at reference photos. Cat's eyes are kind of about the middle of their face, and they're almost kind of these like stunted or like blunt almond shapes. So I'm just kind of penciling them in just a little bit. So, and this one that's closer is going to be a little bit larger. And we're going to get into the details. They also have, most cats have those slitted eyes, which I'm going to pencil those in a little more later. And a cat also does have a little bit of a snout that comes out. It's kind of like a short snout. They don't come out a lot of cat, but I am like, you can see I can actually just draw in um, the shape coming out just by adding in like a little bit of that 3D shape that's coming out. All of a sudden you can start to see where you might want to place that nose in. So the nose, everybody thinks a cat nose is just kind of an upside down triangle, and it is kind of an upside down triangle, but it's also a little more than an upside down triangle. There's some bits and pieces to it. So there's kind of is like round, and then there's like little tiny nostrils. And then there's, oop, let me fix that up. Curving around like that. Some little nostrils, and it comes down just a little bit of a line. Curves out kind of like that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Tell me if you can't. And then it comes down a little bit, and just gonna give a little curve here. This is like the top of his mouth right there. And then the cat's chin comes down a little bit farther. So this is and I think I'm not liking the placement of this eye. So I'm going to erase that. I didn't do it far enough over. So that's why we keep things sketchy. So I think the eye is actually going to be a little bit farther over like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, now I'll add in the details there. So the chin's coming underneath, and then back here it's curving around like that. So I am going to start to pencil in a little bit of the eye, just because I think it'll help give my picture a little bit more solidity. And a lot of times around the cat's eyes, they have these kind of, they almost look like their eyes are in like they have like eyeliner on. They have these super dark, almost lines around their eyes, and they have these creases that come out. And obviously it depends on, all cats are different, depends on what style or breed, long hair, short hair, but a lot of times they have like tear marks underneath the corners of their eyes. It kind of affects the fur in here. So I like to kind of pencil or shade in a little bit of that. And the cat's eye, its actual eyeball, is a ball, just like a human's eye. So you can kind of shade in a little bit of the fact that there's a ball inside of here. So I'm giving the edges of that ball just a little bit of shading. And then over here, I'm going to do the same on the other side, but I'm going to also kind of think about the snout is coming out a little bit. So I'm just kind of darkening up the edges, just kind of like that. Does anybody have any questions? I've been talking a lot, but if you have any questions for me, let me know while I'm doing this cat. Like I said, I don't know exactly what type of breed I'm doing. It's like I'm guessing just like a regular old house cat. And I think that this pupil is in the wrong spot. So I think the pupil is going to be a little bit over closer to the edge inside. Scott, you'll have to tell me if anybody has any questions. All right.
No questions yet.
Okay. Maybe I'm shading his nose kind of lightly. There we go. All right. So I have his head pretty much in. Obviously, there's a lot more. Cats have these like, they don't have eyebrows, but they do have these like little like divots, I guess, or sometimes they have like their fur makes these little marks, and they also have little spots and whiskers and all that. And well, we can get into that in a minute. I'm actually going to change the angle of his chin a little bit. His chin. Like that. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and start to solidify this cat's body. So I'm going to come down. I'm still kind of keeping my drawing kind of sketchy, but the line does come up, curves around that shoulder blade. And then you're gonna have that long, sinuous curve on the back of that cat. Okay. Then you got, and you know what? I'm realizing when I did this, I think this line came out, that shape came out a little far. So I'm gonna bring it in a little bit, but you do have like it juts out a little bit around that shoulder. And then the leg comes down. And there are definitely joints inside the legs of the cat. I wish I knew more about all the anatomy. I don't necessarily know all of them, but a cat's legs do have different joints. So kind of like if you were with me when we did the horse, they have like I think it's, let me think about this leg in 3 parts. So I think it kind of curves from here, it curves out. So there's kind of like an elbow. They have a little bit of an elbow. And so like their elbow would kind of be right about here, and then it would curve in a little bit, and then it would actually curve back out a little bit because they have like a little bit of an ankle, and then it would curve down, and then their paw would kind of come around like that. No, I'm getting kind of close to the bottom, but then they have their claw. Most times the cat's claws are actually sheathed. I like the cat. I guess it takes energy for a cat's claws to come out, so they really only like have their claws showing when they really need to. I don't know. Maybe Scott, you have cats. Like, are your cat's claws out regularly, or is it more just like a only when they need to thing?
It's only when they need to.
Yeah, most cats' claws, I think, are because I read that it takes. I guess it takes them a lot of energy to keep their claws out.
Hmm.
And a cat's legs and paws are actually kind of small in comparison to the rest of their body. They're very sinuous, like they're these long, thin bodies. So there's another leg that's coming out like that. And this is just I'm just keeping it like kind of a quick sketchy drawing. Like this is not going to be a finished drawing by any means. Just kind of adding in his or her little claws, their pad. If you want to get really fancy, they have like something called a dew claw, which is I think it's kind of back here. It's kind of like their thumb. And then let's see here. It's gonna kind of pencil in some of this hair. They have some like hair down here. They actually have like a little bit of a chest area right here, like a chest line. This is like the front of their chest. I'm just gonna kind of go a little bit lighter. And then, yeah, kind of like that. Okay, now for the back leg, it curves around like this. Oh, this is like a chubby cat. So he's got a belly. His belly is coming out here. And then his paws are going to come out here like this. His back paw. Oop, coming down. Sometimes they have a little bit of chub that comes out here too, depending on a little chub right here. And then that back leg is going to kind of curve around like that. If you want, you can add in some of the hints of hair. And I'm not going to really get into like too much of how the hair patterns go, because every cat is different and it really kind of depends upon what kind of cat you're drawing. But all right, something like that. If I'm going to go back up to the eye, I can go ahead and start to like make some of around the eye darker. I can also add in, so they have like some hair inside of the ears. Let me erase some of those lines that I used at the very beginning. Kind of clean them up a little bit. They always have whiskers that come up, like they have like eyelash whiskers, and then obviously they have their side whiskers. All right, here we go. Let me erase this. So here we have like kind of I'm going to solidify this line a little bit more. I don't love how that line comes out. Does anybody have any questions? This paw needs to be bigger. There we go. That's better. All right. then the paw, the fur of cats is really interesting. Like they're each one is very individual. I'm curious, how's everybody's sketches going? Let me, if you want to share your sketch, I would love to see, even if it's incomplete. So if I was going to get into coloring or shading, I would obviously do underneath their belly is going to be a little bit darker. Underneath their tail, anywhere where there's going to be a little more shadow, I might want to shade it in a little bit. I'm keeping this to be a quick drawing. This is like a quick sketch. Back here on the back side of their leg. Under here, where their foot is, it's going to be a little more shading.
Do you have someone who would like to share?
Oh, I'd love to see.
I made mine in a different position.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if you can see it if I show you this, but
Yeah, hold it up. Let's see. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me, I have my view on gallery. Give me a second. Let me see. Oh, that's great. Oh, I love the tail. The stripes are awesome. Very nice. And you clearly, do you have cats? Because you clearly got the anatomy of their leg, that back leg.
yeah, I have a cat.
Yeah, you nailed the joints. So if you're interested in drawing cats, either realistic or if you're interested in keeping it more cartoon-like, something that's really nice to do is to really just go on and you can just Google search basic anatomy of cats. It's really kind of nice to kind of see how the bones and how the joints inside of a cat function. So like, for instance, just by having that little jut here on the shoulder blade of a cat, the drawing is going to look far more realistic. So it's really, really nice, and it helps you kind of picture where, where the joints are, and it can make your drawing stronger. So if you're interested in specific animals, I really always suggest going online and searching.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, cat, let's see. Cat, let's see your cat.
So here's what I have so far. Just I had a bigger shoulder, but I'm just trying to see what I like.
Oh, he's cute. He's super cute. I like it. You did a profile cat.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Well, always really important to shade underneath the head. Like underneath, there's always a shadow on your neck. So we still have a little bit of time. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, everybody, Kat, you did an awesome job. We still have some time, so maybe we'll do like a little quick study of the cat's face. We'll do a close-up of a cat face. That might be kind of nice to add in. But yeah, if you wanted to, oh, go ahead.
There's a couple more people who would like to share
Sure.
videos.
Sure, let's see. Hey, oh, awesome job. That looks beautiful. Can you bring it? Yeah, can you bring it a little closer? Sorry, the light is.
1 second.
I just want to see. I can. Oh, there we go. Oh, the face is awesome, and you nailed it. You nailed that drawing. That looks amazing.
Thank you.
Really nice job. Awesome.
Jay would like to share.
Yeah, Jay, I'd love to see.
Hey. This is my unfinished.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love the curling tail. I love you did it in a different position. That looks awesome.
Thank you.
Really nice. Really nice. Really, really nice. Awesome. So you could, like, the fun part about cats is like you can go as wild as you want with their fur patterns. That's what, like, one of the things that makes cats really individual and unique is like how their fur patterns are just so varied. Like I could spend the next 45 minutes longer than we have just kind of like starting to like pencil in all the cool different ways you could add in fur, but we don't have that much time. But if you're really into it, I know some of you guys are big cat fans and like just enjoy drawing cats. So I think it'd be really cool to do a collection of drawings with different fur patterns. In fact, I don't know if you want to talk about Scott, but Scott has like, how many cats do you have, Scott? 4? 3?
We have 4 cats.
Yeah, and they're all like so unique. Each one is like completely different egg patterned.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really beautiful. Does anybody else want to? Oh, bye, Jay. Thanks for sharing. Does anybody else want to share or show their work? If not, no worries. I'm just gonna finish a couple more things in here. I'm gonna add in some shadow inside the ear, because obviously the ear is gonna be a darker area. Curve that a little bit more. Add in a little bit more here, and then maybe I'll do a quick study of a cat face. All right. Okay. All right. Well, there we have it. I know it's not completely finished, but pencil in some of that. Somebody inspired me with this, with the striped tail. It is really, really nice to look at examples of real cats online. I will say it's super helpful when I'm drawing to really look at some images that are real pictures to help you guide your drawings. Okay.
Avery isn't happy with the cat drawing, but can share a finished drawing from yesterday.
Would love to see Avery.
Give me a moment to pull it up because it's on digital.
Sure. I love when you guys work digitally. I think that's awesome.
But yeah, this is a rough sheet for one of the characters that I recently made.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Fennec? Oh no, sorry. How do you spell it? How do you pronounce it? Phoenix?
Phoenix. Yeah.
Phoenix. Ooh, so is he like so is he's a dragon, or
Yes,
tell
he
us
is a
about him.
dragon.
Tell us about him.
He's a dragon that I recently made. It's based off of a series called Wings of Fire. This specifically is a sandwing.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah.
He's cool. He's really cool. I like the bicolored eyes. I like the texture that you've added in with his scales. And the tuft that goes along his whole back. It's not like he has like a full body mane.
Thank you.
Nice job. Very nice job.
Tater would like to share.
Oh, Tater, we'd love to see.
Similar to Avery, I did a digital piece. This is what I've been working on for about a week now. It's of my 2 little warrior characters. They are not from the series Warrior Cats. They're in one of my own little worlds. So if anyone's curious, no, I haven't read the books.
Wow, these guys are
cool and Cole after some battle somewhere. They're just kind of vibing. So. Yeah.
I love that they're sitting like drinking like milk out of like in a bar with it's like a stoppered bottle.
Yeah.
What are they discussing? It looks like something really serious.
Probably their last fight, because they're at the guild right now. So they're probably like, okay, so we have many options up on the job board. Where are we going to go next?
Ah, very Mandalorian of them. That's awesome. I also love how you've done the hair, like texture of the hair.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like around with that. So
yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Nice. Awesome work. Well, I just keep adding. I just keep working on mine. I just keep adding to it. As I feel like these sketches get super cool when you start adding in more detail. All right, awesome. Does anybody else want to share? I love that so many of you are sharing today. If I haven't said it before, I love seeing your work. No? All right. Oh wait, there's some new messages over here. So, okay. All right. Okay, well then, if not, I'm gonna put the sketch aside and we're just gonna do a quick, study of the head. So, all right. I'm gonna start the same way I did before with kind of like a circle-ish shape. And you know what, for this one, let's see.
Marley has to go.
Oh, bye, Marley. Thanks for drawing with us. Hope you had fun. For this one, I'm going to do more of a cat that is facing, that's directly facing us. So I'll draw it a little bit darker so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to come up and I'm going to start with the ears. Like I said, they're kind of rounded. And most cats have about an ear width in between them. So I'm keeping them kind of light. Go around like this. And it's going to kind of look like that. And there's like the part in the middle, and then this part coming down. There's the ear flap that curves around. Let me grab my eraser so that I can erase this line so I can see it a little bit better. Yeah, there's like kind of the ear flappy. All right. Then I'm going to also pencil in, so kind of like I did before, those contour lines up and down and then slightly around, kind of like that. Okay, so you have their cheeks coming out like that. It's kind of, if you have time and if you enjoy drawing cats or any animal, it's really nice to do a bunch of gesture drawings, which are just quick drawings of animals in lots of different poses. So if you have a cat, it's kind of fun. Try your hand at drawing your cat in some of the different poses that he or she sits every day, or lies. Like try draw them lying down. So the best kind of gestural drawings are done like really quick ones, like 30 seconds to a minute, and they don't have to look realistic at all. At all. You can just draw them in so that they are like almost stick animals, but it's kind of just good practice to draw your pet in different poses. So I'm just practicing right now, drawing in the cat's face in a different way. So it's got his hair is coming out like that, penciled in a little bit of his eye. Okay, I'm gonna do a lot of times I see people draw like a really strong line down here for the nose shape, but in reality, it's kind of like it's almost defined by like the tear marks. So animals, I know cats and dogs have these like little tear water stains in the corners of their eyes because they don't have hands to wipe away their tears. Oh, that's so sad. And then they have a little nose that's kind of curved a little bit. You have these little nostrils that are kind of coming down, curves in and then down, around, and then down like that. And then kind of curves out a little bit like that. And then the chin is gonna, so this curve kind of curves around here, but a lot of this is defined by the hair. So I'm going to keep that really light over here, these corners, because that's really like dependent upon like the hair. And then you've got the hair patterns. You've got a little bit of a chin down here. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to start to like define the eye out a little bit. Actually, before I do that, let me just give him a little bit of a neck. So his neck kind of maybe comes out like that. Maybe it comes out like that. Okay. So he's got some hairy bits up here inside of his ear. And his ear comes down. His ear comes up and over. Let me erase that line right there. Okay, and his eye, I'm gonna start to darken up, give him that cat eyeliner that cats have. They have like dark, they almost all get dark, super dark right around the inside corner of the eye. And around the outside corner a little bit. It's kind of nice to have some variance to vary the line thickness. So to not just do like a super solid dark line all the way around the eye, but to make some areas thicker, some areas thinner. And this is where looking at an example can help you. It's also kind of nice to add in some shading inside the eye and some highlights. Here, like that. The pupil, slit. I'm going to do the other eye. Darken up that inside corner. Comes out, darken around the edge. I just feel like they've got Cleopatra style eyes. Like they always have these like wings on the outside a little bit. Some cats do, not all cats. There's the pupil. I'm gonna go ahead and add some shading in the inside of the eyes. So even when you're drawing human eyes, it's kind of cool when you get really, if you ever get really into doing studies of just your eye, the white part of your eye, that what we call the whites of our eyes, aren't actually white. Like the white part of our eyes, it is white, but like there's, within the white, there's like lots of shadows. So if you're ever trying to do a really realistic style eye, you have to kind of think about where those shadows are. Our shadows are cast by our eyelids on the top of our eye. The shadows are also cast by our eyelashes. Like they have a little shadow inside of your eye. So if you're ever into drawing realistic styled eyes, it is kind of nice to think about like how those shadows work. Because what we think are just the white parts of our eyes are actually multicolored. There's a lot more than just white. And once you start looking for different shades and colors and things, like it's kind of amazing how many shades you can really pick out of an animal, or of just in a drawing. How many, if you start really looking, how many shades can you find, even in the white part of the eye? Okay. Just gonna shade a little bit down here and a little bit down here. Gonna start to think about the fur a little bit. So for this drawing, maybe I'll add in like, maybe he has like, it's like a tabby cat, is that right? It's a tabby cat. So they're the ones that have like little stripes. I don't know my cats. Do tabby cats have stripes, Scott?
Yes.
They do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, I guess, is a tabby cat. And what's an orange cat called? Do they have a name?
Yeah, they're called ginger cats.
Ginger cats? Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna add in some little hairy bits here and here. They have the picture I'm looking at, because I'm looking at a reference. This cat has like some kind of stripes that come out from the eye here. And they have like a pattern over here of dark fur stripes. And then their fur actually, there's a dark stripe that comes underneath the eye, like here, right here. And then here and here. I'm just kind of, when I start to pencil, when I'm drawing in fur, I kind of look for the darkest areas. I start with the dark and I work from there. And any kind of shading that you're going to do is going to be in layers. Like anything shading is always working in layers. So you might want to go in and give your cat face a little bit, trying to keep the highlights, whatever the highlight areas are, completely white, but kind of penciling in some shadows and shading around the areas that are not highlighted. Is highlight a word? Highlighted? Okay. Start to add some shadow down here. And maybe some over here. Kind of nice when you're, especially when you're doing fur, to make your mark making should kind of indicate the direction of the fur is going. So for the nose, maybe the hairs are kind of going up and out. So doing lots of short little sharp strokes. But I'm keeping this kind of loose and sketchy. So, and to fully do a drawing with a really realistic drawing with lots of fur-like characteristics with all these little mark making takes a really long time. And it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it if you have that time to really take your time and kind of add in these bits to make them look more realistic with those little hairy lines. But I'm working quickly right now. So, all right. I'm going to start to shade under here, right here, under his nose. His actual nose is a little bit shadier, especially down here. Does anybody have any questions? Down here. All right. Well, for the next couple weeks, I will not be here. My family is taking a much-needed vacation, first one since 2019. But we'll be back. I will be back in July with some new classes. And I know that Naleen and Daryl and Ben have some other scheduled classes coming up, which are going to be awesome. So you should check those out. They're all on our website. As always, we are a donation-based studio. So if you have the means to and you enjoy taking classes like this and learning from our instructors, we welcome anything you would like to donate is welcome and appreciated. They are what keep our doors open and allow us to continue teaching these classes entirely for free. So if you enjoy this, also spread the word. Tell your friends, and especially if you have some time in the summer and you're like, hey, I want to learn how to draw this, or I want to learn how to do that. Let your friends know. We love having new students. So it would be awesome to have some of your friends join us. Okay. All right. Well, I know I'm not finished here, but we have a little bit of time left. Does anybody want to share any other work that they might be working on or doing?
Go ahead.
Hi.
Sorry, one second. Okay, I finished the head. It's a little bit sketchy still.
That's okay. So is mine. Oh, beautiful. Oh, nice whiskers. And those eyes just draw you right in. That's beautiful. Very nice. Tell me your name.
Mila.
Mila. Nice. Thanks, Mila. You did an awesome job. Beautiful. Beautiful work. You inspired me to add in my whiskers because I haven't done that yet. Actually, I'm going to add in some of those little, I guess the freckle spots. I don't know. All the cats have them and they kind of go in lines. I'm going to add in a couple of those first. Does anybody else want to share while I'm doing that?
Yes, here's Kat.
Kat, let's see.
Oh, I don't usually hold up my paper. That's different. Just the character I'm working on.
Ooh, nice overlapping shapes there.
Thank you.
He kind of reminds me of Isn't there a character from a Wrinkle in Time that kind of looks like that? There might be.
I don't know. I've never seen A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh, it looks awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, Roseburg Studios, you want to share? I'd love to see. Ooh,
They're not for the cat, but
that's okay.
so I was trying to figure out how to do different characters and what shapes to use for cartooning. And so I use different shapes for different characters.
Those are awesome. It's a little blurry, so I can't see them too well, but oh my gosh, from what I can see, those characters the shapes are spot on. I love the twirl of the dress on some of your female characters, and oh my gosh, even the hair and the features, those are awesome. Those are really awesome.
Thank you.
Nice sketching. Really good, really cool work. I always love seeing the stuff you guys do. Even like I said, it does not have to be something that we have worked on today. I just love looking at any work you're working on. Okay, and some of those whiskers. Thank you for reminding me, Mila. We needed to add these whiskers in. Add some up here. I don't know what purpose like eyebrow whiskers serve, but I guess probably the same purpose like cheek whiskers, but I know cats always have them. It's a little bit more realistic.
Maybe the eyebrow whiskers serve kind of to keep dust from even reaching the eye. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
actually, all of the whiskers on a cat's, I'll just say body because their fur could kind of be considered whiskers. But anyway, they're all used for like navigation.
That sounds right.
Because like the thing with having eyebrow whiskers is you have them close to your eyes, so
yeah,
you know what's close to your eye.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That sounds right to me. I mean, I assume that's what their regular cheek whiskers are for navigational purposes. Very cool. All right, well, I'm gonna sign my sketch because that's what in my other sketch too, because that's how I always like to write the year too, just because you never know. You never know when you're like, I have piles of these little weird random sketches. I like to put them into like a folder, and then I'll just go through them, and it's kind of amazing how quickly you forget when you did a certain drawing. All right, is there anybody else who would like to share? If not, I think I am done for today, but there will be more programming coming soon, starting next month. And like I said, Daryl and Ben and Naleen, I think also still has some cool classes that are happening the rest of this month. So otherwise, I hope everybody is having an awesome start of their summer and that they are chilling and relaxing and not getting too hot, because I know there's a heat wave going on. All right. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and I will see you back in 2 weeks. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. Bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.